In this video, we will be discussing the most economical trapezoidal channel section. Before lockdown, we had already discussed the most economical rectangular channel section. So, here we have the figure of a trapezoidal channel with the bottom width as B and a depth of flow as Y. Here the free surface of water is shown. So, we have to make this channel most economical one. So, when a channel becomes most economical, here we have written some equations where a channel is said to be most economical when it gives maximum discharge through this channel. So, the discharge is given by area and velocity, where A is the area of flow, the wetted area, and the velocity is given by Chassis equation. Velocity is equal to C into root mi, where C is the Chassis constant and m is the hydraulic mean radius. The hydraulic mean radius m is given by wetted area by wetted perimeter. So, a channel becomes the most efficient or most economical when the discharge is maximum. So, for a given area, the discharge is maximum when the hydraulic mean radius is maximum. I is the slope of channel bed, I is constant. For a given channel, I is constant. We make the flow area constant. So, the discharge is maximum when hydraulic mean radius m is maximum. So, what is m? Hydraulic mean radius m is equal to wetted area by wetted perimeter, So, the hydraulic mean radius is maximum for a given area when wetted perimeter is minimum. So, we have to minimize the wetted perimeter. So, keeping area constant, we can minimize. We must minimize perimeter so that the discharge can be maximum. So, for an example, let us think about a rectangular channel whose width is 5 meter and the height is 2 meter. That means the flow area here is 10 meter square. Flow area is 10 meter square. But we can have different combination where area is 10 meter square, the length can be 10 meter and the depth of flow can be 1 meter. So, the area is 10 meter square, but the perimeter is different. The perimeter is 10 plus 1 plus 1, that is tall. And in the first case, the perimeter was 5 plus 2 plus 2, that is 9 meter. That means the perimeter is different, but the area is constant. So, when the discharge is maximum, the perimeter is minimum. So, when the perimeter is minimum, the discharge is maximum. So, we have to maximize the discharge through this channel. Okay. So, let us focus on this figure, the trapezoid with the bottom width B and the depth of flow Y. So, we have to calculate the top width or the length of the free surface of water. So, in order to calculate the top width, we can make this trapezoid into a rectangle. So, here let us name this channel A, B, C, D, this one is C and F. So, the angle of the sloping side BC, is theta. So, let us redraw this BC. So, let us draw a slope here, with the vertical distance 1 and this horizontal distance n, and this angle is theta. So, tan theta tan theta is equal to 1 by n. So the slope of the channel, so slope of the side, sloping side is equal to tan theta, that is equal to 1 by n. Tan theta is equal to 1 by n. So tan theta is equal to 1 by n. That means tan theta is equal to 1 by n means for one vertical there is n horizontal. So if this vertical distance is 1 meter, this is n meter. So tan theta is equal to 1 by n. So tan theta is equal to 1 by n. So we have to find out the length of the sloping side BC in terms of n. So length of sloping side BC. So the top width CD is equal to, the top width CD is equal to AB plus, top width CD is equal to AB plus BE plus AF. So the length BE is equal to AF. So we have to find out length BE. So that for that tan theta, let us take it tan theta. Tan theta is equal to 1 by n. That is equal to, tan theta is equal to 1 by n. That is equal to CE by BE. CE by BE. But C is equal to the depth of flow Y. So that is Y by B. So from this equation we can have BE is equal to NY. So the distance BE is equal to NY. So B is equal to AF, that is also is equal to NY. So the top width CD is equal to AB plus, AB is nothing but the bottom width B, B plus NY plus NY, that is equal to B plus 2NY. B plus 2NY. So the top width is equal to B plus 2NY. Also the length of the sloping side CB. The length of the sloping side CB is equal to sloping side CB is equal to, we can use the Pythagoras equation to find out the length CB. So that is square root of BE square plus C square. This is equal to square root of B square is something but NY the whole square plus C square. C square is Y square. So this is equal to Y into square root of N plus 1. So length of the sloping side equal to Y into square root of N plus 1. Okay. So now let us find out the wetted area and wetted perimeter. So first one, wetted perimeter. The wetted perimeter is equal to from that figure the wetted perimeter. What is wetted perimeter? That is the length of the channel which directly comes in contact with the water. So that is CB plus AB plus AD. So this is equal to AB equal to the bottom of the B and CB equal to AD equal to Y into square root of N plus 1. So that is Y into square root of N plus 1 plus Y into square root of N plus 1, that is B plus 2Y into square root of N plus 1. So this is the wetted perimeter P. Then wetted area A is equal to wetted area A. We know the equation for area of a trapezoid, that is half of top width plus bottom width into height. So vectored area is equal to, area A is equal to top width. Top width we have already find out the length of top width, that is b plus 2ny. B plus 2ny is the top width plus bottom width. Bottom width is b divided by 2 into the height y. Height is y. So the flow area or vectored area A is equal to b plus b, that is 2b plus 2ny by 2 into y. So this is equal to b plus ny into y. So vectored area A is equal to b plus ny into y. So vectored perimeter P is equal to b plus 2y into square root of n plus 1. So we can substitute b from this equation A. So from this equation b is equal to a by y minus ny. So let us substitute b in perimeter. So perimeter P is equal to a by y minus ny plus 2y into square root of n plus 1. So this is our vectored perimeter P. So let us note down this result here. Vectored area A is equal to, vectored area A is equal to b plus ny into y, and the vectored perimeter P is equal to a by y minus ny plus 2y into square root of n plus 1. Now let us make this perimeter minimum. So what is the condition for the perimeter to be minimum? So let us look at this equation. The perimeter P is equal to a by y minus ny plus 2y into square root of n plus 1. So for a given side slope and for a given area, the perimeter varies with respect to the depth of flow y. So here y is the only variable. So in order to find out the minimum perimeter, so the condition for minimum perimeter is dp by dy is equal to 0. So let us differentiate a p with respect to y and equate it to 0. dp by dy equal to 0. That means d by dy of the perimeter is a by y minus ny plus 2y into square root of n plus 1, that is equal to 0. So d by dy of, let us write this as a into y raised to minus 1 minus ny plus 2y into square root of n plus 1 is equal to 0. So let us differentiate every terms. So d by dy of a raised to a into y raised to minus 1, that means a is a constant. So a into y raised to minus 1, that is y minus y to the power minus 2, this minus n into n by n plus 2 into square root of n plus 1 equal to 0. So that means a by minus a by y square minus n plus 2 into square root of n plus 1 is equal to 0. So that means 2 into square root of n plus 1 is equal to a by y square plus n. Now let us substitute for area A. A is equal to b plus ny into y. So this is equal to b plus ny into y by y square plus n. This is equal to y. So b plus ny divided by y plus n. So 2 into square root of n plus 1 is equal to ny plus b plus ny by y. So 2 into square root of n plus 1 is equal to ny plus ny is 2ny plus b divided by y. That means y into square root of n plus 1. So y into square root of n plus 1 is equal to b plus 2ny by 2. So we have derived the condition for the perimeter to be minimum. So y into square root of n plus 1. What is y into square root of n plus 1? So y into square root of n plus 1 is nothing but the sloping side. Y into square root of n plus 1 is sloping side BC. Y into square root of n plus 1. That means the length of sloping side, the length of sloping side of the trapezoid is equal to b plus 2ny by 2. What is b plus 2ny? So b plus 2ny is nothing but the top width. Top width is equal to b plus 2ny. So b plus 2ny by 2, that is half of top width. So this is the condition for the perimeter to be minimum. Length of the sloping side is equal to half of top width. So b plus 2ny by 2 is equal to y into square root of n plus 1. So this is the first condition for the trapezoidal channel section to be the most economical one. So when length of sloping side is equal to half of top width. Now let us find out the hydraulic mean radius. Hydraulic mean radius m is equal to area by perimeter. So m is equal to area by perimeter. What is area? Area is equal to b plus ny into y, and the perimeter p is equal to b plus 2y into square root of n plus 1. So the perimeter b plus 2y into square root of n plus 1. Now let us substitute the condition for the trapezoidal channel section to be the most economical one here. So b plus, let us substitute y into square root of n plus 1. What is y into square root of n plus 1? Y into square root of n plus 1 or 2y into square root of n plus 1 is b plus 2ny. So let us substitute this condition here. This is equal to b plus ny into y divided by b plus 2y into square root of n plus 1. So 2y into square root of n plus 1 is b plus 2ny. So b plus 2ny. So this is equal to b plus ny into y divided by 2b plus 2ny. 2b plus 2ny. So hydraulic mean radius m is equal to b plus ny into y divided by 2 into b plus ny. So let's cancel this b plus ny. So which yields hydraulic mean radius m is equal to y by 2. So this is the second condition for the channel section to be the most economical one. When the channel is most economic, then the hydraulic mean radius m is equal to depth of flow by 2, y by 2. Now let us derive a third condition for the channel section to be the most economic one. So let us derive a third condition for the channel section to be the most economic. This is the first condition, length of the sloping side is equal to half of top width. This is the second condition, hydraulic mean radius equal to depth of flow by 2 or y by 2. Now we can derive a third condition for the trapezoidal channel to be the most economic one. So in order to derive the third condition, let us draw a semicircle whose center is the center of the whose center is the midpoint of the top width, and the radius is equal to y, the depth of flow. So with the midpoint of the top width as the center, draw a semicircle, and with the radius equal to y, draw a semicircle. The semicircle. So this length is, so the radius of the semicircle is y. So let us draw a perpendicular, let us draw a normal where the semicircle meets the sloping side. This angle is 90. So this angle is theta. The two angles are same, theta. So this is point O, the center is point O. This point is G. This point is H. Okay, now derive the third condition. We can derive the third condition. So in order to derive the third condition, we have drawn a semicircle with the center as the midpoint of the top width, and the radius of the semicircle is equal to the depth of flow y. Now what is sin theta? So from the figure, sin theta is equal to OH by OC. Sin theta is equal to OH by OC. Also sin theta is equal to what is sin theta? From this triangle. So from this triangle, sin theta is equal to C by B. Sin theta is equal to C divided by CB. So we know that C is nothing but the depth of flow y, and CP is the sloping side. The length of the sloping side is already shown there, that is y into square root of n plus 1, y into square root of that is y into square root of n square plus 1. There is a mistake here. Y into square root of n square plus 1. Y into square root of n square plus 1. So C by CB, that is y divided by y into square root of n square plus 1. So that is 1 divided by square root of n square plus 1. So please note that I had made a mistake there. Just replace n by n square. So 1 divided by square root of n square plus 1. C by CB is equal to, or sin theta is equal to OH by OC. That means the length OH is equal to OC into sin theta, OC into sin theta. What is OC? OC is nothing but the half of the top width. The top width is B plus 2ny, B plus 2ny divided by 2, and the sin theta is 1 by square root of n square plus 1. Now we know that, now let us substitute the condition for the channel section to be the most economical one. The first condition, what was the first condition? The length of the sloping side is equal to half of top width, So B plus 2ny by 2, B plus 2ny by 2 is nothing but the half of top width. So we can replace B plus 2ny by 2, the half of top width, by the length of the sloping side. So what was the length of the sloping side? That is y into square root of n square plus 1. So y into square root of n square plus 1. So B plus 2ny by 2 is equal to y into square root of n plus 1 into 1 by square root of n square plus 1. So that means OH is equal to y. So OH, please note that OH is this length of the normal that we have drawn where the semicircle meets the sloping side. So OH is equal to OG. OG is nothing but y. So OH is equal to y, that is equal to OG. So what does that mean? So if the channel section is the most economical one, if the channel section is most economic, if we draw a semicircle from the midpoint of the top width and the radius is equal to y, then the semicircle will be tangential to the sloping side. That means if you draw a semicircle with a radius equal to b, with a radius equal to y, the depth of flow, when the semicircle will touch, all the three sides of the trapezoid tangentially. So that is the third condition. Okay, that's the third condition. Now let us derive one more term, that is the best side slope. Best side slope, theta. What is the value of theta? What is the value of theta for the channel to be the most economic one? If you have to make the channel most economic, what is the value of theta? Okay, so the perimeter P is equal to, we have already written the equation for perimeter. Perimeter P is equal to A by y minus ny plus 2y into square root of n square plus 1. So just look at this equation. For a given depth of flow y, for a given area A, the only variable is n, the side slope n. Okay, so let us differentiate this equation with n and equate it to 0. So let us differentiate this equation perimeter by n and equate it to 0. So d by dn of A by y minus ny plus 2y into square root of n square plus 1. So this is equal to d by dn of a by y minus ny plus 2y into n square plus 1 upon the power 1 by 2. So this is equal to, if we differentiate a by y with respect to n, that is 0, minus ny, if we differentiate ny with respect to n, that is minus y plus 2y into, if we differentiate n square plus 1 upon the power 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2 n square plus 1 to the power 1 by 2 minus 1 into 2n equal to 0. So this is equal to minus y plus y into, this is n square plus 1 to the power minus 1 by 2, that means y by square root of n square plus 1 into 2n. So that means y into 2n divided by square root of n square plus 1 is equal to y. So we can cancel y. That means 2n is equal to square root of n square plus 1. On squaring, this becomes 4 n square equal to n square plus 1, or 3n square is equal to 1, or n is equal to, n square is equal to 1 by 3, or n is equal to 1 by root. So we got the value for n is equal to 1 by root 3. So what is tan theta? The side slope tan theta is equal to 1 by n, that is equal to 1 by root 3. This is equal to root 3. So tan theta is equal to root 3. Implies theta is equal to 60 degree. Theta equal to 60 degree. Okay. So when the channel is most efficient one, then the side slope theta is equal to 60 degree. Now let us substitute this value n is equal to 1 by root 3 in different conditions. That means, what was the first condition? The first condition was length of side slope is equal to half of top width. So let us substitute n is equal to 1 by 3 in that condition. That means, first one, length of side slope equal to half of top width. Half of top width. So what was the length of side slope? Side slope is y into square root of n square plus 1, that is equal to half of top width, that is equal to b plus 2ny is the top width divided by 2. So let us substitute n is equal to 1 by root 3 here. So y into square root of 1 by root 3 whole square plus 1 is equal to b plus 2 by root 3 into y by 2. So that means 2y into square root of 2y into 1 by root 3, that is 1 by 3, plus 1 is equal to b plus 2y by root 3. So what is 3 plus that means 2y into square root of 4 by 3 equal to b plus 2y by root 3, or 2y into square root of 4 is 2 by root 3 equal to b plus 2y by root 3, or 4y by root 3. 4y by root 3 is equal to b plus 2y by root 3. So that gives b is equal to 4y by root 3 minus 2y by root 3. So b is equal to 2y by root 3. So when the channel section is the most economic one, then the channel bed, then the width of the, then the bottom width of the channel b is equal to 2y by root 3. 2y by root 3. Now let us find out the perimeter, wetted perimeter P. Wetted perimeter P. So wetted perimeter P is equal to b plus 2y into square root of n square plus 1. That is the wetted perimeter, b plus 2y into square root of n square plus 1. Let us substitute n is equal to 1 by root 3 here. So this is equal to b plus 2y into square root of 1 by root 3 the whole square plus 1. So this is equal to b plus 2y into square root of 1 by 3 plus 1. Let us substitute b equal to 2y by root 3 here. So this is equal to 2y by root 3 plus 2y into square root of 4 by 3. So this is 2y by root 3 plus 2 into 2y by root 3. So this gives total 6y by root 3. This is equal to 3 into 2y by root 3. So what is 2y by root 3? 2y by root 3 is b. So wetted perimeter P is equal to 3 into b. So wetted perimeter P is equal to 3 into b. So what does that mean? When the channel section is the most economic one, with this side slope theta is equal to 60 degree, then the perimeter P is equal to 3b, where b is the bottom width. So what does that mean? The wetted perimeter P is equal to b plus b plus b. That means the bottom width b is equal to the length of the side slope b. Okay. So bottom width b is equal to side slope, that is also b, this side also b. So b plus b plus b, that is 3b. So that means if you draw a regular hexagon, draw a regular hexagon with the bottom width as b, with the base side as b, and you take the half. That means the 1/2 of the regular hexagon, represents the shape of the most economical trapezoidal channel. Okay. So in this video we were discussing the condition for the trapezoidal channel to be the most economic one. So we have shown that the channel section is the most economical one when half of top width of the channel is equal to the length of side slope, and the second one, the wetted perimeter, the hydraulic mean radius m is equal to y by 2, the half of depth of flow, and the third condition, the angle or the side slope theta is equal to 60 degree. Okay. Also we have shown that the shape of the 1/2 of the shape of the regular hexagon represents the shape of the most economical trapezoidal channel. Okay, thank you.